I think we're good. Why is this not playing any music though? Camera C. Got 3 for today. I'll watch these up real quick. Somebody said, "Hey, what are you making today?" I'm making more trees. Every day, making some trees. I on camera C. Yeah. Oh. Pottery shelf. Pottery shelf. There we go. So I'm just wedging this up. I'm doing some ram set wedging right here. Tuck that in. Rotated that around. There we go. There's number 1. Do I have anything on the thing now? Yeah, I do. Let it grow, let it grow. That's so funny. No, you're all good. That's a Lorax reference, right? I'm just gonna prep this spot. We got this one over here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really watched the Lorax movie. Is there multiple? I feel like there was like not a great one. When I was younger, there was like a one that was like 2D maybe, or maybe I'm thinking about a different thing. And then I remember there's like the new one that's like 3D animated. I can't really remember. Alright, I'm wedging this up. There we go. Alrighty. There's our 3. We're gonna swap over to camera A. Camera A. Okay. Alrighty. You ready? There we go. Green on. Good morning, chili dogs. What you focus on grows. Feed them horses. We got these 3 pots right behind me. We're gonna get right into it. I'll see you guys in a second. Let's wheel. Alrighty, so we're gonna start cruising. We're gonna turn this off because yesterday I kept forgetting to turn that stuff off. Alright, here we go. Camera C. Camera B. Somebody asked if you can pick a song. I would say yes, but usually what I do for all the music is I just allow the YouTube algorithm to kind of pick something for me. One day I'll do the song thing. Hopefully I can get something set up where automatically people can put songs in a queue or something. Okay, taking that up. Again, always remembering that push and that pull. I'm noticing I have some air bubbles in this clay right now towards that bottom, so that's a little bit upsetting. I'm going to tilt this over to the side just a tad. Slowly walk this down. You see that bubble there? Right down to the bottom again. Got one more down. I'm really trying to get this bubble. I don't think I'm going to get it until later on, so we're just going to continue forward. We're going to swap over to camera C. So our hammer fist is coming down, and it's slowly going to be pulling out all that off-centered clay this way, out and around. All of a sudden it hits the hand, and there you go, you're cruising, right? Nice and centered. Open up this middle, check for rabbits. I felt some rabbits on the top there, but I'm sure that we're going to find some when I do this. No, I didn't find a single rabbit. That's okay. Still gonna smooth out this base, making sure that we don't get all this clay folded up, right? You don't want to get clay in between the line or the wall. Well, that didn't make any sense. You don't want to get your clay, right, to fold, and then it has like the wet stuff on the side, right? So it's the slip. So there's slip on all the surfaces. So if I have clay that I'm bringing out, and then there's slip in between that clay, and then I bridge that gap and I seal that wet slip in between the wall, then it's just gonna rip off as soon as I start pulling, right? So you just gotta be careful when you're pulling out that clay that you don't fold it. You really try to meld that into the other one. Anyway, guys, good morning, guys. We're ready for the llama pull. See you guys in a second. Gonna go over to camera B and slowly walk this hand back. There you go. Going right down to the bottom. Put your hand on the inside. Take your knuckle, slowly walk that forward. Nice. Some water on there. Slowly color that in. Round out that top. Going right down to the bottom one more time. Get some water in there. Feeling the walls as I'm going down. Making sure. Have it all nice and wet. Ready for another pull. Get ready. Taking your finger. Push in. slowly dish off that bump. Raise that interior finger above that exterior. All the way to the top here. That was an okay pull. We got another pull to do. A little bit more water. Color this in just a tad more. Right down to the bottom one more time. Perhaps a little bit too tall of a pull. I really took it to its limit here. So that's a little bit unfortunate because usually when you do stuff like this, it's gonna collapse for sure. So a little bit sad, but we'll try our best here, you know? All right, guys, ready? Right down to the bottom. Some of this water out of there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. Slowly twist this up on the top. We're gonna try our best here. Usually when this happens here, this is where it's gonna start to slowly let up. Wow, guys. That was some nerve-wracking moments there. This is almost a double twist, which is kind of cool. I gotta make sure I keep my eye on it because if I'm looking at it, it looks like it's wanting to tilt, right? Do you see how it's wanting to tilt to that one side? So whenever that you see that tilt, you just wiggle that down, and usually it'll be okay. Somebody said, your voice is soothing, thank you. Somebody said hi, hello. Somebody said I like your creativity, I subscribe, can't wait for more live videos in the future. Thank you, I appreciate it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not very creative, I'm more just really stubborn, right? Do I eat clay? I've eaten clay before, yep. Up, right? We really want to bump this edge up here, right? There's still a lot of clay down here, so we can make a pretty decent pull. We just got to make sure we're keeping our eyes on that twist, and you see how it's still getting exaggerated even more again? So look at it twisting over to the side. You just got to be ready. Get that back towards the center there. Twist it up just a tad. Push it down. So how's that looking? A little bit better? I'd say so. Being stubborn is a way of being creative in your own way. At least that's how I think of it, TBH. Yeah. I feel like that's valid. I'd say that maybe almost every emotion could be, you know, it's tilting again. So you see that, guys? Chill out. And so it's starting to rip on one side too, but we just gotta make sure we're staying consistent. If it falls on one side, that's okay. We just want the tree to stay up. Okay, I think that works. Yeah, maybe every emotion is creative then. I feel like I don't really like the word creative seems too complex for me. I just make things. Somebody asked me, do I sell my pieces? No, I don't sell any of them. They're all just for me, right? To build up my mentality. Pottery is a thing that I wasn't really wanting to do. It was more of a last resort option, and I told myself, well, you know what? I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to just keep at it, and so that's where I'm at today. Enjoy the laid-back, calming streams, but love that you express yourself however you feel, and you seem to care about creating for yourself than fitting any one vibe, which is cool. Yeah, that's interesting. I have a lot of people, I mean, right now it's more of a chill stream, but I also do like kind of like upbeat streams. I do all sorts of stuff, right? But I think recently one of my videos, it's more of me being kind of a chill vibe, and people like were telling me in the comments like, if you just got a better camera and did all this and just did only smooth, slow talking, you'd blow up. And I'm like, that's not really what I want to do though. That's not really the point, right? I feel like it becomes more about the sound and the sensorial feeling at that point, where for me it's more about, you know, my interaction, right? Me as this sort of like machine, this human machine, you know, processing through sounds and multiples and all sorts of stuff. Holy crap, that almost fell. Camera C. All right, guys. Nerve-wracking on that one. Whew. All right, I'll give you guys a pottery edit. I'm gonna destroy the chill vibes for a second. So, goated 1. Wait, it didn't work? Goated 1. Wait, what's going on? Goated 1. There we go. All right, we're back. Here we go. Camera B. Right down. Making some trees. My finger right on this bottom base here. I think I found you through that short, but it's honestly refreshing. You're creating organically instead of catering to that audience. Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it's never really about, you know, I'm so appreciative of you guys watching, you know, but like the stream is more for like myself and trying to build up my you know, my mindset, right? Like that's why I'm doing the throwing every single day. I'm really close to a year. July 14th is the year of posting and making pots every day. August 10th is the anniversary of the trees every day, right? And so it's kind of interesting. And I'm already past a year. When you make every day, the year flies by so fast. But here we go, guys. Camera A. Camera A. Right up. And then push that down. Alrighty. Right down to the bottom here. Slowly taking my fist and pushing this down ever so slightly. Camera C. The whole goal with this, right guys, is that you're having your hand, right? And it's not, my hand's not bent like this. I'm keeping my wrist on this third over here. My elbow's right into my hip bone so I can lean into the clay using my body weight. Taking my fist, push right down, right? And then slowly walk this back. Right, and that's how I'm keeping that right on center. All that clay, off center clay is coming around right into the hand. Somebody's asking, what's camera B? Camera B? That's camera B. It's a zoom in of camera A. Why did I come over here again? Oh yeah, I wanted to, usually I project a screen so I can see a little bit easier. I didn't do that. There we go. Okay. Camera D is actually just a full body camera over in the other area, but it's not really labeled camera D. It's called green on. Wait, did I just turn the green screen on? No, I didn't. Okay. You're gonna have your two thumbs, or your fingers, whatever you want. You can do all sorts of things. Have some water in there, check for the rabbits. You can't have your tadpoles be drying out though in the pond. Hook your finger. What's the best villain, right? Is, what is it called? Captain Hook, right? So you're gonna use your hook here and you're gonna cut across this base, right? It's really important to cut rather than pull the clay out, right? Because when you cut, everything is really nice and aligned, right? When you pull, you emphasize all the inconsistencies. All right. How much do I make off these? I don't sell any of them. They're all, like I said, they're all just for my mentality. So I'm slowly taking my hand, I'm pushing my left hand forward, my right hand back. This is the llama pole, right? And so the llama bites down on that top rim, slowly walks that back, and then you get a nice little volcano here, right guys? Okay. Somebody said they're watching from New Zealand. Thank you so much. Am I an artist? No, I really don't think I'm an artist. All right, taking my fist and my knuckle, I'm slowly walking in that base. People always are asking, why do I go so wide if I'm trying to get things that are tall? Well, once you make that volcano and you really focus on your, your wall thickness, you're slowly just gonna bring in that base every time and then get a, what's the word? Cylinder, right? And so all of a sudden the volcano becomes a steeper volcano, boom. All of a sudden, it's just a cylinder. You're watching from Ohio. Ohio's the best state. Big fan of Ohio. Slowly pushing this in, walking that into your hand up. Ooh. Went really thin on that bottom. You can see that wobble, but we're not going to freak out. We're going to continue to have this bump all the way to the top. Breathe as you're going up. Finish off this top here. Somebody said, how would I rate my current life out of 100 compared to your past life? Are you talking about like reincarnation stuff? Or are you talking about just like in the past couple years or something? Alrighty. Past years? I mean, I feel like I really didn't understand what I was doing until maybe like a year ago, right? Maybe 2 years ago, actually. That's kind of when I got really serious. So I'd say it's pretty good right now, compared to the last one. So maybe right now is like a 52, and maybe 2 years ago is like a 20 something, right, out of 100. I'm only saying 52 because I expect things to get a lot better later on in life, right? Does it ever become a problem with how much water you add? How would you know that much water won't make the clay bad? So I use a ton of water. I actually use an absolute ton of water, but my clay is really, really stiff, right? So I always throw a stiff clay so I can get that height by really, pushing on it. But now usually it's hydrated enough where there's enough water that it can be manipulated. So you can see that bottom is a little bit wobbly. Somebody always said, what's my favorite animal? I don't really like animals too much. I like bugs. Is it expensive to get started? You can just find clay, but to get a wheel, the wheel is probably the most expensive thing, right? If you don't decide to fire stuff, but you can fire stuff in different ways. All right, here we go. Take a breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got a weird collapse on that bottom, you can see, right? So we're gonna have our hands right on this top edge here. Ooh, we got really off on this one, guys. Oh, we got a tear too. But you can see what happened on that bottom. The bottom was way too thin. It started collapsing at the beginning. And so when I got to the top, it was already collapsing unevenly. And so I couldn't keep it together on the top there, right? But still think it looks kind of cool. I like the gesture of it. So we just need to learn how to play with that gesture here, okay? I swear I've seen the exact same thing you are just a few hours ago. I'm not even on YouTube for too much. Yeah, I post every single day. Actually, I post every 2 hours. So I schedule, like right now, what I'll do after this is I'll edit all the shorts for our clips from this video here, right? And then what I'll do is I'll take maybe 25 clips and then schedule them to post for like the next, couple weeks. I have like the next 2 weeks scheduled out, and then I'll stream, and then I'll keep doing that every day. So, and I make the trees. I only make trees every day. It's part of the project here. Curl these up. I think with these tendrils, we kind of want to just be a little bit more gestural with them, because that bottom, kind of interesting. So we're going to make them not as condensed. We're going to keep them a little bit spread out against each other or away from each other. I've always thought that with the tendrils, the less you touch them, the better they'll turn out, right? Really giving it the illusion of maybe foliage, grass, or something on that bottom there, right? On this one, usually I'll curl these in, but on this one, I'm actually just going to smooth them out a little bit, give them a slight taper. Okay, there we go. So I think this one turned out pretty good, even though it collapsed pretty weird, So I thought it's an octopus. Anne-Marie says, you said these are for building up your mentality, By that, do you mean this is a new preferred method of creativity you're looking to be better at, or as a means of creative expression? Not really either of those. Like for me, I told myself I'd throw every single day, record, and post every day for a year, right? And so when a lot of times I think people say things, or they only think, I'm going to go for a run, you know, for a week, I'm going to run every day, or I'm going to do it for a month, right? People think months, day, years. They plan for that, or maybe not years, months, days, and weeks, right? And so when I thought about this, I was like, well, what would suck more than anything? What would I have to sacrifice a lot of time for? I have to spend at least, 5 to 6 hours every day, editing, and like prepping and cleaning up and, just all that stuff. It's a lot of time investment every day. And so I had to sacrifice so much things that I would normally have done just for this, right? And so when I say building up my mentality, I really mean like every single day that I'm doing this, I don't want to do it, but it's necessary for me. I find value in it. And so I keep on attacking that, right? And so that's kind of what I mean by, value. This is not really about creative expression. This is more so about callousing my mind. And so that way, whenever something bad comes my way in the future, I can always relate it back to how much I've given up this year to just pursue this. All right. I'll give you guys another pottery edit here. Goated 1. Camera C. Camera B. Perhaps your journey of discipline and consistency is to build up your mental strength for future endeavors you may encounter. Yeah, it's like that, but it's also like a battle to defeat like my old mentality, right? I used to just give up on everything as soon as like adversity would enter the chat, right? And then I gave up on so many things throughout my life, and then all of a sudden I had one moment where I was in school, and it was pain to be in school, and I was like, wow, I only have like 2 years left. I gotta start cruising, Right to the top. There we go. A bit more water. We'll bring this down a little bit now, and we'll bring it back up in a second. We just want to get it even here. What's my favorite thing I've made? Probably one of the trees. Alright, and so we just want to make sure we get that base nice and consistent. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate what you said. That was funny. Alright. What got you started in pottery? Well, I was finishing a charcoal drawing. I used to be a charcoal drawer. It was probably one of my favorite drawings. Camera A. And, I finished it and I sent it to my dad. And my dad sent me back, I was telling him I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. And then he sent me back the song No Woman No Cry by Bob Marley, and I was like, bruh. And then I ended up just quitting drawing after that, and then I picked ceramics as the new thing I was going to pursue, right? And so that's kind of how I got into it. It was the thing that I could do every day and not get tired. The key with this, whenever you see that wobble, you lower that right hand down to that wobble, and then you bring that back up to that left hand and you meet it, right? You can slowly bring that down. Right down to the bottom. Here we go. Get ready. Camera C. Keeping your left hand pushed into that clay on the right there. Slowly pushing this down. And then slowly walking this back. Right, guys? Alright. You're going to bring all that off-centered clay out to the side there. So you can see it's coming out, around, into that hand. And there you go. Camera A. Wheel. So I'm going to take my thumbs, I'm going to push them down just a little bit, right? Somebody asked what my favorite bug is. Probably the, I like the zebra isopods. They're like some of the coolest things, I think. So I take my finger. I don't really know much about dogs. So again, cutting through that bottom base there with that one finger. What do you plan on doing with these when I reach the year mark? I don't know, probably figure out something else to make, or just keep on making this. Keep thinking about that quote from Bruce Lee where he's like, I'm not scared of the man who can punch 10,000 different ways. I'm scared of the man who can punch one way 10,000 times. And so part of me is thinking, well, maybe I just start trying to, after, I'm already at 1,000, right? Maybe I start, trying to make my way towards 10,000, and I make a show or something called Scaring Bruce Lee. I'll find a gallery to show it at or something. Maybe a warehouse. So something that's happening here is I just want to make sure I get this rounded off here. So you can see that was kind of wild. Right. Rebecca says, how many pieces have you made? Or how many pieces have you made in a given week, right? I finished 280 thrown knob-handled mugs in a week and a half, and that's from start to finish. I can move pretty quickly, but you gotta understand that it's not really about that. What it is more so about, it's about like I found out the best. What you're talking about really is intensity, right? How many have you made in a week? Intensity, right? But realistically, what I think it is how consistent you are. Consistency is the epitome of it, intensity, right? So I've made every single day, right? Here we go. Take my thumb, and we're gonna grab our friend of the stream, Llama. Hello guys, it's me, Llama here. We're gonna bite right down on the rim, and we are gonna make a volcano. See you guys in a second. Camera B. Slowly bring this up. Slow walking, one hand forward and one hand back. There you go. How much could you sell one for? I don't sell any of them. So slowly bring my finger inwards, create this little bump, and walk that in. And so what do? We made a volcano and turned it into a steeper volcano. Again, a little bit of water. Somebody said cats or dogs. I'll just pick dogs because your name is Meow. Alright. Take your finger, push that in just a little bit. Drift that hand on the inside upwards until you create a bump that's over the top. Slow that wheel down just a little bit. And then take that bump all the way to the top. And there you go. I think, you know, realistically, we probably shouldn't do another pole. We may just have to try. Okay. So, just so you guys know, right in this area here, I hope you guys could probably see it a little bit. I'm so thin, so thin. And so we gotta be careful when we're making our tree that we don't rip through there. Here we go. Do I do this as a hobby then? No, it's more of a, like, if somebody was trying to lose weight and they went to run every single day, right? What would you call that? I don't necessarily know if I'd call that a hobby, right? I'd call that some sort of building up of the mind, right? That's how I think about ceramics, is in the same way. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's kind of getting really crazy here. There we go. And then we'll probably do a double bump here. So this top is kind of getting a little bit wacky. So how about we run this out on the top there. Something kind of loose like that. Now we're probably going to do, you know, a tendril on the bottom to bring this up. And so something that happened there is one side was a little bit thicker than the other, right? And I didn't push in hard enough during my pull up. And so it tilted up one of the sides, and so I had to push harder the next time around, and it kind of gave it this lean, right? But we'll play with it here. I think this is another moment where we could use the double tendrils and make something a little bit interesting here, right? Somebody has said, on a scale from 1 out of 10, how hard is pottery? As hard as you want to make it, right? Being careful with that tilt there, right? It's getting exaggerated every single rotation, but I think it should be okay. It doesn't look like it's gonna totally bounce off, right? Kind of looks like it's dancing almost. Somebody asked me, how did I get good at pottery? I'm not really good at pottery. I'm just wheeling. I'm not. Sometimes I doubt, I think I shouldn't call myself like a potter. So I don't think necessarily my process is anything that's akin to the standard pottery process, right? Okay. Right up to the top. Curl this edge in. And the goal here is that we kind of want to play with this ledge here. So look at that. And so here we're going to play with this edge because it's tilting down here. So let's get some. Right? So it's almost like it's holding its head up, right? That's how I kind of like to think about this, you know? All right. Camera A. Pottery shelf. Somebody asked what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna just set them over here with the other ones. Alrighty. You guys ready? Goated 1. Alrighty. Does YouTube pay me when I go live? No. I don't make no money off doing this stuff. Like I said, you know, it's just for the mentality. I'll let you guys know if I make money off this stuff. How about that? Look at that. Kind of cool. You only go with one pattern? Yep, every single day. It's the same thing. How long does it take to set up / dry, sitting there like that? Do you fire them? No, usually it takes maybe like two days to pop off the bat because I don't wire them off, and then maybe 4 days to dry completely, maybe even longer than that. And then I don't fire any of them, so these are all unfired. Camera C, like all the ones over there, they're unfired too, right? And even all the ones upstairs are also unfired, right? So watch this. And straw mentality. Oh, hold on. Camera A. Camera A. Somebody said, well, I mean like a scale from 1 to 10, making like plates, mugs, plates, and planters stuff. How hard is that? If you gave yourself, if you seriously worked at it for like 3 months, you could make that stuff. Do you have a plan for what I do when I'm older, possibly done with pottery? No, I'll do pottery the rest of my life. My plan is that I'll get a barn out in the middle of the woods, and I'll fill up my whole barn with pots, right? Just tons and tons of pots. And then I'll have like a little lake, and I'll throw in the middle of the lake on like a kick wheel or something, or like, and then I'm just gonna throw until I die. And then all of a sudden I'm gonna sit there on the wheel, and the last breath I take will be on the wheel, and my face will just face plant right into the clay, you know? And then I'd like, one day if I have children, I'd like them to, you know, fire me into a, like get me into like cremated bone ash or whatever, and then make a glaze out of that, and then glaze a bunch of my stuff with my bone ash in some sort of glaze. Dun, 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 dun. I just think it'd be so cool if somebody literally has to like take my, I know this sounds gross, but like take my corpse off of the wheel, right? Like just that alone, like I can imagine they write it in a book somewhere one day. They'll be like, there was like this pottery guy, I guess, and you know, he died, but man, we had to literally peel his face off the pot. You know, maybe they fired the pot that I was working on when I died. I think it'd just be hilarious. Okay. So we're gonna get ready for our, you know, green screen review. So you guys got to give me some not some editing, some energy, right? So I'm really low on energy, guys. You guys got to fill me up with energy. Green on. Hey guys, it's me. We're gonna get ready to talk about these pots. We're gonna start off with this one. This one collapsed a little bit on one side and it keeps collapsing, but it was nice because I had those two tendrils right on that side, almost like it's holding its head up, right? I think there's something really interesting about how that one's leaning over. I think there's a really nice gesture to that pot, and you can almost see that it's like revealing something, that interior to us, right? It's like calling us to like look inside, right? And if you look inside, wheel, you can see maybe some of the spiraling that's happening on that interior there. I always think that's kind of the interesting part about these pots is they, you know, they activate that interior space. Anyway, we'll get over to this one. I think this one was actually, maybe this one's the best one of the day. I think there was something about that tear and the looseness of this one, but it kind of collapsed right on that bottom edge. And I think it just ended up looking kind of gestural and loose, but not having to rely on the tendrils to look gestural and loose. So I kind of like that one quite a bit today. And I think there's a nice contrast between the base and then that top. I like that little point right in between there. And then we got the one on the top here. I think that this one personally, there's a lot of cool things going on with it. It just seems a little bit too bottom heavy. I think this pot would have been really cool if I could have gone out wider on that top, but that one was also the tallest one of the day, so that's how it has all those winded up things, so it collapsed down a lot more than the rest of them. And I think when you're at that height and that much clay and it's that thin, you just can't really get that clay out, you know. I'd have to like heat up the bottom or let that bottom dry up quite a bit before I would do that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the best for our mentality, and let's give you another goated thing. So goated 1. That didn't work. Goated 1. He died. How sad is that? So, we're gonna have to make another quick. Camera C. Normally with ones like that, I think I would keep it, other than the fact that it hit the thing. So you know how it, I don't know, what do you guys think? No. I would keep this one actually, it's just that this one kind of, I don't have another bat. This is the last bat, all the other ones are full. In the summer, the radiators in the basement aren't on. And so it's a lot harder for me to wedge, or not wedge, for the things to dry off. And so I don't have any bats left. So we'll just kind of go for this one. Okay. It's kind of sad. I was wanting to be done. I needed to go throw. I need to go to work here really soon. That's okay. Hey, let's grab our clay here. Let's wedge it up. get some more just water. Alright guys, I'm gonna kind of speed race through this one, okay? What do I do for work? I'm a teacher. I teach pottery classes at 4 different art centers. So when I'm done throwing clay here, I go throw clay somewhere else. Are you a videographer or editor? No, I just make pots. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, my foot. Get back here, shoe. Just trying to get away from me, bro. Camera A. Green off. My camera over here was still on, so I gotta make sure I get that under control. Alright guys. I'm not messing around here. I gotta focus here. Right up. Right up. Camera C. Tilt this over. Hammer fist coming down. Have some more water. Fist down. Fist out. Nice and centered. Great. Thumbs in. Have some water in the pond. Get ready. Make sure it's kind of even. Doesn't have to be too even. Use your finger, cut across that bottom. Right out to the side here. Get ready. Grab our llama. Llama's gonna come over in a second. Let's smooth out this base one more time quick. Okay. Camera B. Get ready to slowly pull these both up. There you go. You kind of want to speed it up as you're going inside there. A little bit of water, right to the base. Take your knuckle. Don't go too thin on that top. You want to color that back in. I try to communicate, you know, I always think people try to find motivation, right? Motivation, it comes and goes. I try to teach people discipline via pottery, right? And it's not like I'm not like preaching to them. I teach them through just showing them what I do every day, right? Sometimes kids will come up to me too and they'll be like, "Yo, Mr. Noah, can we make a crown, please?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, sure, yo, we can make a crown. We'll make a crown or something, right?" So it's a little bit uneven on the top. I'm gonna do one more pull on this bottom. Should help me get to the top. So this is gonna be uneven a little bit, right? I feel very mellow watching this. Do you recommend it for therapy? No. Clay is the most unforgiving material. I'll tell you, I have a lot of like older women who take classes with me, you know? And, oh man, I missed one thing. Hold on. And they'll always tell me, like, I thought pottery was supposed to be like relaxing and soothing. Like, I feel stressed out, right? And they'll tell me like something like really tragic that happened in their family or something, and that they're using this as a way to like conquer that. And I'm like, ooh, you know, pottery is like actually like one of the most frustrating things ever. I don't really like this one either, guys. All right, we gotta do one more. Man. Kind of fun to see the interior walls, right? kind of fun. That lock-in wasn't great. I need to spend more time during my llama pull to make sure what I'm doing is like appropriate. I think I kind of just was talking too much, which is okay. But I'm not gonna give you guys a shitty pot to end off on. A large classic vase, 1 to 10 for an absolute beginner. What is large to you? You know, like large to me is like a 5-foot pot, right? Are you trying to make like that, or are you trying to make like an 18-inch pot? You know. Somebody said how long I've been teaching. Just a year. Do I recommend making pots as a job? No. Unless you want to just make things blue and smooth. Blue and smooth will sell. Or if you like make things like if you're good at drawing and your focus is not really on the ceramics and more about like it has an anime character on the side of it, you'll do well with that too. Not that large, maybe 5 feet or more inches. So if you're trying to throw it all in one go, I would say it's really difficult for an absolute beginner. But if you do a sectional piece, right, and then you combine them, I think you'd be okay. You could probably do it as a beginner in a couple months of working on it. What if I make the top bulge before the twist? Yeah, that can happen too, but part of the reason why it twists so nicely is because I do that on some of them actually, but you gotta be careful because sometimes if you do the top bulge before you twist, when you go to twist, it doesn't twist it up, right? It's that tension that's pulling outward that's twisting that up. Okay. Someone who bought so much clay, would it be cost effective for someone to start selling it like out of their home? Selling clay or selling pots? Like I said, if you can like play off of what people like I said, people, if you made like a whole entire anime character series of like pots, like you would sell out so quick, right? Now if you made like brown pots that look dusty and twisty, you know, you're not really gonna sell a lot, right? If you make blue pots that are like perfect and maybe they have like a little smiley face on it, like you're gonna sell a lot of those, right? Again, knuckle right to the bottom edge. Color this in. One more time. Get ready to hang out at the bottom, guys. You gotta ask the clay, right? For a quest, the clay will always give you this quest, or this bump, and then that's all you gotta do is just slowly take this bump up, right? And I've noticed that the bottom has some weird thinness happening, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna feel around what's going on there. I think it's okay. Yeah, a lot of people would prefer this as a hobby rather than a job, I think. I agree with what you said there. And again, find this bump. It's like a slug, you know, going up the side of a pot here. He's trying to find his next meal, but alas, he's only just a slug, guys. We'll keep that out for now. We'll do kind of what you said. Instead of calling that in, we'll leave that out. Somebody said I don't need that much water. I throw with hard clay, and so I throw with a ton of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Okay. Chill. And slowly take this out. Allow that twist to become the support. Right out wide. Look at that, guys. Kiss that rim. Ooh. It's tilting a little bit on one side. If it rips, we'll be okay. Or if it doesn't rip, we'll be okay. And so sometimes if you go too wide, what will happen is that it will sag like this, right? But the twist on that interior is a supporting point, so keep it from totally falling. So we just gotta hope it doesn't rip or tear the clay, and it should be actually kind of interesting. Can you make a clay whistle? I make whistles all the time. That's my hobby, is making whistles. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Right down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now that we have our Beyblade on the bottom, we're gonna curl these up, because once you get something that's kind of very tree-like with how wide it is on the top, right? You want to use these bottoms here as like grass, right? There we go, guys. Okay. Camera A. So that's that interior there. So it's kind of cool, you know? Dun, 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 dun. All right, guys. And then we're going to switch over to camera C. Camera C. All right, y'all. So those are our 3 for today. Maybe we'll set this one up over here. And again, I gotta head off to work here, guys. So I appreciate you guys all for watching. So I'll give you one more pottery edit here. So I'll give you a goated 1. All right, computer. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.